Okay, welcome back. So we're going to be looking at the monitoring section, which is this section over here. Over here is where we can monitor the volume of channels, the panning of channels. We can solo them. We can activate the recording, and we also have a range of different things we can do in this section. But we're primarily not going to be looking at that at all. I can grab any one of these parameters and stretch it and open it up as much as I want. I can also right click on this if you can. I can change the color of it. I can change the color back if I wanted to. um, I can, if I also want to create new audio channels or MIDI channels, I can just again right click and hold down this and to say insert an audio track. Similarly, you would have seen that it's Command T for a new audio track. I might want to select all of these and give them all the same color, which I can do. If I want to rename a track, I can just click on it and go rename, but you can see the key command here is Command R, and I fully encourage you to get into using key commands. And I'm just going to call this kick, and then I'll hit the tab key and enable it, and it will take me to the next channel, and I can then rename that one. So I might just call that one snare, and I'll just keep going through again. I might call this hats, and if I go to this MIDI channel, which is nothing on it, I might just call this bass. And I just press enter and it's done. If I want to duplicate any of these tracks, I can just select the track and go Command D, and it'll give me another track that's exactly the same as that one with all the same settings. It's a really handy thing to do if you want to layer up sounds and so forth. Also down the bottom here, you'll see that there are the return channels. Similarly, these are used for putting effects and things on and sending your audio or MIDI data from these channels to these, which then blend back into the master here. If I want to name these, again, it's just a case of going Command R and naming it. I might want to call this one reverb, and I might tab and I might call this one delay. And go, yeah, all right. And I could go over to my browser and I could go to I could search, I'll just grab a reverb. Any one of these will do, doesn't matter. I'm going to put a reverb on here like that. You'll notice now when I go to the delay, there's nothing on it, but it's reverb, there is something on it. I'll go to the delay and I'll just grab an effects and just grab this timeless, which is my favorite delay. Oh, it didn't work. I'll just put it back down there. Close the window down that's open. Close these down just with these little arrow heads. Close all this down. And now that I've got a reverb and a delay that I can send any of this stuff to. Over here on the right, you'll see that there are some various buttons that hide and show these things in the monitoring section. So that's allowing me to look at the volumes side of things in the channel. Here's the returns if I want to hide them. There's key commands for all of these, and all you need to do is to right click on them and you can say, it'll show you. Oh, actually it doesn't, but I know that if I go Option Command R, it'll hide them. Anyway, the I/O, like I said, you don't really want to muck around too much with this at this point in time. We don't really need to. You'll notice also that if I click here, there's just a few things that are on some of these channels that I've already got preset in my own template. But if I want to say put a MIDI instrument on, I'm going to go over to the instruments. I'm going to grab a simpler and I'm going to pop it on the bass. Then you'll notice here that there's this little section here with these two arrows. This is called the hot swap function, and it opens up a whole raft of presets that are available to me inside the simpler. I'm just going to grab a bass. You'll hear there's a couple of sounds here. I'm just going to grab that one. I'll double click on it. It loads it up on the actual channel, and here it is here. And if I press my keyboard, nothing happens because I haven't activated the channel. Now I'm using an actual typing keyboard, so up here you'll see I've got that option to hit that. Then when I hit activate, start playing my keyboard. Yeah, it's one things that many people get messed up on. If you don't actually activate this, nothing will happen. So it's always got to be activated. Just the same if you're doing audio recording, you need to have this activated. I want to put all these together in one group. I can go kick the snare and the hats, which is all the beat making stuff. Select the three of them just by holding down the shift key. And then I can go Command G and group them all together, and then I could rename this beat. Close it up and get a bit more real estate. So muck around with that stuff. Next we'll be looking at this top row of things up here.